So, for some of you who don't know, I am the illustrious Perry James, and you're watching Hashtag Truth with Scott Larson. Cut! Somebody get that Zuckerberg guy on the phone. We gotta get Larson shut down.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground? Because you never had the courage to stand up.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Hashtag Truth. Tonight we have the one, the only, Mr. You're Welcome, the superior Jake Jacobs. How you doing, man?
Scott, what's up, dude? Man, I'm better than I deserve, for real. Like,
Well,
life's
I'm
been
gonna
great.
start this thing off right away. I watched one of your promos earlier. I got it loaded up. We're gonna watch it in a little bit. And one of the things you said in it just made my jaw drop because I was supposed to see you at HWA. Things happened. My tire decided I wasn't going to go. So I had to come back home. But in that video, you said you had lost 60-something pounds, dude. Tell me about that.
61 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, man, this has been it's been a life-changing experience for me. Man, so it's kind of crazy, man. I've seen these different people. So I'll give a quick shout out. I've seen a guy named Jake Tucker and a guy named Dylan McQueen, both guys I graduated with up at JPWA. And they would always tell people you can't outwork a bad diet. But man, I just simply wasn't taking myself serious. Like I said that in the promo or whatever, but that's like straight legitimate, like 100%. I was going out every weekend, performing, wrestling in front of everybody, man. And I was going home and, if there was catering in the back and there were sandwiches or whatever, I didn't care if there was bread or anything. I was eating just a whole bunch. And, I'd go to the gym here and there and work out and stuff. But, yeah, man,
You just wasn't taking proper care of yourself, man.
Brother, man, I was out of shape. So I started out at when I weighed myself and I realized there was a problem. I was at 276. Let everybody know where I was. So I was at 276. It's the heaviest I've ever been. Not only as a professional standpoint, as like being in the entertainment business, and we have a certain physique. We have to be a larger than life kind of a person.
Right.
And so you don't need to look like the ordinary person or whatever. And what the big leagues want, man. They want the guys that are in better shape and stuff. So I got in touch with a professional sports nutritionist to sort of give me guidance on. I was completely like illiterate in the category, and they helped me out, man. And you hear so many people talk about the keto regimen.
Right.
I've heard it before. I was like, oh, here we go. It is what it is. But then I started getting more details on it, man, like specifics on exactly what to eat and, what I need to consume, what time of day I need to eat, stuff like that. And really, to be completely honest, man, it's been a whole lot of eating right and just a whole lot of cardio. When I say that, when I say cardio, some people are like, oh, you're going out and running yourself to death. It's really, I'm not. If it's simply going outside and, I started out really basic, run. I just go outside and sprint to the point where you feel like you're tired and go get that heartbeat up, and then progress over time. But simply, if it's going out and just getting a mile distance in, whether it's walking majority of it, which I was doing a lot at first, and then running, and then just building yourself up. But honestly, man, it's really has been just eating right, doing cardio, and I'm just now starting to get into actually lifting and stuff because my goal was to get down to a certain weight. But yeah, as of this past Wednesday, man, I weighed in again, and I think I'm 11 or 12, maybe 12 weeks in. I'm not even sure. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, I'm 61 pounds exactly. I'm right at the 215 mark.
Nice.
So, and I haven't weighed that since high school, man, and I'm very proud of
I
that.
weighed 165 pounds when I got out of high school and joined the Navy. I don't think I'm ever going to see that again. But I would like to lose about 100 pounds somewhere down the line. But I told you before we came on here, man, I look at food and gain 10 pounds. I don't know what it is.
Well, brother, I am paying for the sports nutritionist, so I'm paying for all the tips and stuff. But I've been giving so much insight to people for free just because, and I do the same. So if I can pass off anything, I've had people inside of the business who are super knowledgeable about it, and but just honestly, everything I was told by my nutritionist was everything I've heard, but just dumbed down for me because everything seems so overwhelming. And yeah, man, so it's honestly something that's super easy to follow, and I know
If they ever get a program where a person follows behind you with a 2x4 and you make the mistake and they hit you in the head, that's about the only way I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm just being honest. I just got to be honest, man. But I am very proud of you, man. It is
Thank
awesome.
you.
It is very hard to be motivated like that, but I understand, being that you want to be a professional wrestler, you want to do this for a career. You have to do, and I love that about you. I love that about any wrestler that goes out and puts the work in. That's why I put my saying back down there at the bottom, took everybody off. Give me something to invest in. And Jake Jacobs is definitely doing that, ladies and gentlemen, as he is promoing everywhere he goes. He is back to being the superior one. I love it. Let me get to some of these comments before I get ran out of here on a rail. Destiny, of course, your number one fan, said, hey.
What's up, Destiny?
Connie's telling me to stay in my chair. Yes, I'm going to stay in my reinforced chair. I'm not going anywhere. The cat's already passed out back there. He can't trip me, so I'm good to go. Jim Posey said, hello, brother Jake.
What's up, Jim?
Ashley said, hey, Jake, hope all is well. You're looking good and can tell that you've been caring for yourself. I need motivation to start caring for myself. There you go.
That's all it takes, self-motivation. You can't tell somebody to do something until they're actually ready. So
there you go. Connie, my wife, said, proud of you, Jake Jacobs. You know the whole family here loves you. We still got the Jake wall, of course.
Of course.
Ron Emerson of the Wrestling Wire every Sunday, 4:00 p.m. Don't miss it. Said, what's up,
Ron?
Scott and Jake?
What's up, Ron?
Brandon Ledford said, welcome to the Jake Jacobs experience. We're going to talk about that slogan too, because I love that. Irvin Legend. Uh-oh. I want to see you two wrestle one time. I wish Irvin would come over here to the East Coast. I would love to see you and Irvin Legend go at it one time.
I travel too, so we got to get in touch with Irvin. I mean,
there you go. Maybe you can do a West Coast trip and
I got those flight points, so yeah, I can make that trip out there. I just got to get Irvin to give me a promoter, and I'll send my resume, and I'm sure we'll work something out if I just got to get going in the right direction.
Oh, I love hearing stuff like that. Luke Childers, what's going on, Luke? Tiffany said, hey, Jake, see you Saturday.
Yep, I will see you Saturday. What's up, Tiffany?
We will be showing those promos and talking about those shows shortly, I guarantee you. Irvin said, hashtag always up for a challenge. There you go. Without a doubt.
DM me, brother. DM me. Let's get this rolling then.
Missy going to start us off before we even get to the break. But are you looking forward to Saturday? Saturday is PWF, correct?
Correct. Yeah. That is PWF, Patriotic Wrestling Federation. Yeah, man. I tell you what, I got to give a huge shout out to Zach and the whole management team over at PWF. They have done a incredible job from a promotion that is, I mean, I guess we're still less than a year old. When I say we're, because I feel like I'm a part of that family there. I was there on the first show there, actually was thrown into a title opportunity on my first show, and I was very fortunate. Cards just played right that night, and I was able to be the first ever PWF heavyweight champion. So, man, they do some incredible. When you talk about wrestlers investing in themselves and doing that. You can tell management there is they're busting it, man, and the investment that's going on into that promotion to the just everything, man, with owning your own ring and then what is the production when you come out, it is next level. It's not every show, but man, when you have here recently, when you go out, man, and you have a big LED board behind you with your entrance video that you've worked so hard and paid money for, someone who's actually able to display that and promotes the show to where we have.
And that's one thing that I love about PWF, and I'm going to get into that a little later in the show. We're going to have some changes here on #Truth, because unless you give me something to invest in, I'm not commercializing you on my show anymore. You've got to give me something to invest in. I'm going back to being a fan, and PWF is that. I went on PWF's page just to go down through there to see if they had a commercial. There was like 20 promos for this show, man. I was loving it. I was like a kid in the candy store. And then the coup de grace. You're going to be rubbing elbows with the best tag team to ever lace them up. How's that going to feel going in there Saturday?
Man, so it's exciting. I mean, just the whole talent that's been brought in over this past shows recently. So tag team that you're talking about is going to be there's the Rock and Roll Express. Yeah, they'll be going against Marcus Cross and Griff Garrison, and I'll be locking horns with the Don himself. That's Donovan out. Forgive me, Donovan. I can't pronounce that last name. I tried to get Google Translate multiple times, and it just does not flow. So I'm just going to keep calling him the Don, man. But
there you go.
If a lot of people have seen his work before, you may have seen it on AEW, man. Dude's got some insane training background. And for those who don't know, my man was out in Iowa over at Seth Rollins' school and then made the trip to the Nightmare Factory and put in that work there. So when you have someone with that kind of credibility behind them, I know that it's going to be a fight the whole time.
Right.
But man, just I mean, I would love to just sit there and watch the match. I can't wait to have this match, watch it back, because I know I'm going to make mistakes. We all do, and to see how he counters those mistakes and see if maybe there's something he's been taught that I haven't. I can pick off that or just feel.
Right.
Man, that's exciting. I can't wait, and I'm desperate. I need to. I'm glad I've been having this focus mindset. I need to win. So
Right.
that's first priority. Go in there. Let's get a win. Let's get Louisville High School. So that's in Richburg, South Carolina. So yeah, man, we got to focus. We got to get this win.
I'm going to come back to everybody else's comment, but this one caught my eye. Jake, I like the huge picture behind you. What is it? Brandon Ledford.
That is it is a picture of New York City. So, dude, I get people all the time. So I believe I'm from the South. I was actually born in South Carolina. So, man, I get people all the time that tell me I do not have a Southern accent at all. And actually, my girlfriend, she tells me that all the time. She's like, "You don't have a Southern accent. Are you sure you're from here?" Because my parents and everybody, they have this big Southern accent. But no, I'm people say they're country people around here. I am 100%. My dad gives me crap about this all the time because he used to tell me growing up, when I would do something, you're a city boy. And then finally, I took that as an insult growing up. But now that I've moved out into the city and stuff, I absolutely am. This is my home. So I would love to move to a big city. I've lived in Indianapolis for a little bit, and I just love big cities, man. So, yep, that's what that is. That's representation of what I love, man. I'm a city boy, as my dad would say.
There you go. Ron Emerson said you and Matthews are going to have a killer matchup at HVW. That's another one you're going to be going to. The first, they're bringing back HVW in June, I believe, right? We just played the promo.
Yeah, June 18th. So, yeah, John, man. So it's funny. So John Matthews, when he first broke in, I actually went up to the HVW training school and did a little session with him. And this was when John just first broke in. And I will give it to John right off the bat, dude. You could tell right off the bat when you're looking at students and stuff, who am I, right, to come in and sort of teach anybody to do anything? But I was just asked to give a few tips from my trainer, Dr. Tom, and stuff. So, yeah, man, I went up there and basically just relayed the information that was taught to me. And you could tell he was so focused. He was willing to try anything. And the guy was just lasered in. So, but you do meet people like that all the time in this business who will come in. You know, they seem laser focused this 1 minute, and then you realize that you've been wrestling for a year, and you look back and say, "Oh, I wonder what happened to that person." And then you go and look, and you know they're not even anywhere in the business at all. They'll be working at Applebee's.
Mr. John Matthews, he said, "Can't wait to see old Jake Jacobs and see what this Jake Jacobs experience is all about." Uh-oh.
Don't worry, John. You're going to get to see that pretty soon. But going back to John, so after, I don't even know how long he's been doing this now, but I remember doing that, and I can't even lie. The dude's been at different promotions. You see, I've seen posts about him from other workers and stuff like that, or other wrestlers and stuff, man, and they give him so much props for how the dude just listens and hustles, and he I'm not sure how much of a test he's been put up to yet, but he's about to get one on June 18th. And
I'll tell you what, before you do a promo, I'm going to show your promo that you did for John. Let's go ahead and hit this HVW promo, and then when we get back out of it, you can tell us what you're going to do to Mr. John Matthews. Here is the one and only Superior Jake Jacobs with a promo for HVW.
I understand. Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, that was the phone call that I've been waiting for. Wasn't the news I expected, but it's a challenge I'm willing to accept. You see, HVW management, High Velocity Wrestling, informed me about their return on June 18th. I received news that HVW will be showing and presenting the past, present, and future. I was told I'm going to be stepping in the ring, showing exactly what the future holds for HVW. You see, I expected to step in the ring and compete for the HVW Heavyweight Championship, but that's not the news I got. What I got told is I'm stepping in the ring with John Matthews, a guy that I have seen promotion to promotion, state to state. He's a young kid who has proven himself time and time and again. But I can tell you, John, I'm hungry for success. I'm hungry for the next step. I am the future of HVW, and I will show that to you firsthand. Lace them up, kid, because you're about to witness the Jake Jacobs experience. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, there we go, Jake Jacobs. Now, you end with your catchphrase, "You're welcome." I think I've asked you before on hashtag truth, but we haven't had quite this many people watching. So I'm going to ask you again, where did hashtag you're welcome come from?
Man, it's actually just fun. It was super organic, like just organically happened. Like when I my first year coming in and just being surrounded with so many people, and my first, I don't know, year and a half coming in, I was actually I was a heel, as they say, and I had a group of like college people in an audience one night, and I said out loud, because I already came up with the Jake Jacobs experience, and I said, and that was the Jake Jacobs experience, something along those lines, and a whole like 7 or 8 guys just said thank you, like they were bowing down to me, and they said thank you. Looked over at them, and I just said, like, "You're welcome," and the whole student section just like popped. And so that night when I left, man, I went on social media and put hashtag you're welcome. And then I started noticing people were like, they really like that. They sort of caught on. Now people were coming up to me after that, just telling me, hey, you're welcome. And so it happened a couple other like shows, and I was just like, all right, so this is you find your identity some way. And man, that's just, I started rolling with it, started using it. Now it's just like it's almost like a trademark to me, man. You see it, I don't have it my shirt on, but it's on all of my shirts, and everybody expects it. So yeah, man, it's instead of it's literally just like that. I come in, I bust my tail every single time I step into a promotion, and you're welcome for that.
I am so far behind. I love chatting with you, but I'm so
good.
far behind on these. I
Do
gotta
it.
Gosh, man, let me see. Caitlin said, "Hey, Scott and Jake."
What's up, Caitlin?
Missy, when we were talking about PWF, he said, "Did you see Thunder's promo?" Yes, I did. He was strumming the guitar. I loved it. It was awesome. Missy said, "Jake, I think you have Don already beat."
I like that mindset, but it's gonna. No, I cannot take him lightly. Dude's got a lot of wins under his belt. So
you were talking about his last name, and Brandon Leverage said, "Google Translate." Heck, I'll ask Siri. How do you spell it? Lol.
go to the poster, Brandon. That's the reason I don't say his last name. I don't want to disrespect anybody and mispronounce it. So it's the Don. That's what we're calling. This is what we're rolling with.
Dylan Gosnell messed this whole line up and had to rewrite it like 2 or 3 times. So I'm just going to say it. He said, "I'm here. Your lives just got better." Then he said, "Look, Jake, not everyone is naturally Southern. Some people are just city people." Well, I'll say this. I'm a rebel-fied Yankee. I was born up north and raised down here and lived down here most of my life. So, hey, not everybody has an accent,
Yeah.
John, don't worry. You will see the lights after that match, Missy said when John spoke a while ago. Tiffany said, "I'm proud of you, Jake."
Thank you.
Brandon said, "John Matthews, you will soon know what the Jake Jacobs experience is."
This is correct.
Destiny said, "Great promo."
Appreciate you, Destiny.
Brandon said, "That was awesome."
Thank you. Or you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. Brian Sisk said, "Hey, Scott and JJ, hope you both are doing well. Scott, good to see you, and I'm glad you're better." I'm getting there, brother. I'm getting there. I think my schedule being every Tuesday night now is going to help me out tremendously. It always has to do with my meds, but I'm not going to bore you with that. We're here talking with Jake Jacobs.
What's up, Brian?
Hashtag you're welcome. Here it comes. Hashtag you're welcome. Jake Jacobs fan. Caitlin.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Luke said, Tiffany comes back with hashtag. Everybody's hashtagging you're welcome. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You already know this.
Yep.
Our family is a huge Jake Jacobs fan. My whole family, everybody in this family loves you, Jake Jacobs. We all have your shirt. We all, have pictures of you. You've been at my daughter's birthday party 3 years running. I mean, we know each other. But I'm going to tell you, I miss one gimmick that you did a while back. It was only for a short period of time. The song just was awesome. And you know where I'm going with this. I can do everything better than you. That gimmick was the bomb to me. And I loved it. I loved when you came out to the music. I loved when you were playing heel to it. Tell me what happened with that gimmick, man.
I'm sure a lot of people actually wondering this, because this is a question I get a lot, man. A lot of people fell in love with it. The song itself, it was something I just out of nowhere sort of just was Googling some stuff, and then I found a track that like 3 minutes in, it had that little small clip in, and I have a music editor, or I guess even an editor or whatever. I have a guy that's able to cut and splice and put songs together. So I got him to take that little clip out.
Right.
And it was literally, as you said, is anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
Right.
And then it just says better than you. And I was like, okay, so start with that. And then every time it says better than you, just play that on loop for like 2 minutes. Just the better than you, and then put a beat track behind it. because I was like, it needs to flow with it or whatever. I was like, he was
Right.
like, oh, and he was playing it. He was like, man, that better than you is like annoying. I was like,
And
that's
you
the
even
point.
had the T-shirt, which I still have. It's ratted. I've wore it so many times that said "better than you." I wore that T-shirt out. It's got holes in it now. I've wore it so many times.
So that better than you, man, it plays on loop for literally 10 minutes or 2 minutes. It's
Right.
just a loop, and it has a beat to it. So I was like, man, this is going to annoy some people, and that's what you're going for in that when I'm doing
It
that.
didn't
So,
annoy us though. We
but
loved it.
that was what was funny is I thought it was
loved
going to annoy people, and then after I play it and I'm walking down and I got a whole crowd of 300 people in front of me, and I noticed everydy's like bobbing their head to it,
Better
and they're
than
like
you.
go,
Better
and
than
they're just
you.
going to it, and I'm like, what is going? People were supposed to hate it.
You're supposed to hate this. You're supposed to
but-
boo me.
Well, they see that was the thing is people were booing me, but they loved the song and they loved, and it turned into, it almost is like, let's give an example. Your favorite villains in a movie, man. So the Joker, or,
Right.
Michael Myers and stuff. Your intention is to hate these
Right.
people because they're doing bad things, but you appreciate their character, the way they do things, that you begin to love them. That was sort of what was happening to me. So I was using the word organically again. I was organically just becoming loved by everybody. And
Hard to be a
some
heel when you're getting clapped and cheered.
exactly. And I felt like I was failing on my part there. And to be honest with you, after a while, man, I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over. And I felt like when I was going to certain promotions, I was perhaps getting lost. I was getting lost with some of the other guys, just being honest with
Right.
you.
Just being put in the shuffle. I got it.
Yeah, I wasn't getting. I feel like I wasn't, getting certain opportunities and stuff, and I feel like it was because maybe I was just getting a little bit stale. Maybe not necessarily to the audience, but to maybe certain management stuff like that. So I was like,
Right.
okay, I think at some point it's time to make a change. I listened to a podcast, man, where I think it was Jericho. He was talking about like someone he gave. I think it was an example for like, oh man, was it Ziggler or something? Felt like he was, or even Jericho's even said this, sometimes if I feel like I'm stale and in the back room and I feel like I'm not getting utilized as much, it's like, all right, maybe I need to just come show up with a new haircut, come show up with some new identity, new gear. And that's just what I did. And I just showed
Right.
up, and with a new identity, of course, with a new identity, I invested in that really expensive leather jacket I like to come out in. And
I still have those promo pictures.
yeah. And man, the song just wouldn't flow. So honestly, I had to just sort of change up my identity and my whole in-ring style. Honestly, after I graduated again from JPWA up in Knoxville, my whole style sort of changed. And at that point too, graduating from there, I felt like so many people were liking, and they liked the seriousness I gave, and this, I needed to change at that point. And who knows what happens down the road, that's something that I'm never going to say never. Who knows? It may not, we may see the light of that again. I don't know, but
I would like somewhere down the road, just somewhere, just out of nowhere, just, you show up to a show and they say, hey, we need you to be heel tonight. And you just go, can I please do this just one time? And just pop the music, man. Come out in your gear, but just pop that music. And that would be totally awesome.
And I'll promise you this, at some point, I've been rocking the whole good guy thing, the face, whatever now for, man, we're over 2 years now, me being a face. So, yeah, I mean, we're longer than that. So it's, we are longer than that. It's been 3 years now. And so I get told, as a business decision, I'm very interactive with my audience, very interactive with my fans. I'm very good at, or not very good. I love playing that role, man. When you have the meet and greet and the kids are able to come in and you get to meet them, and I've had it happen to me, and I've experienced too many guys, man, that, they're just, I'll call somebody out, but I'm not going to say their name. But people, when you go to a merchandise table, man, and you can tell their only objective is to sell something, and they're not really being appreciative of who's buying it from them. And, hey, can I buy that picture? Yeah, $10. If you hand him $10, he'll just sign it. There you go. Have a good day. And man, I don't care if people who come to events where I'm at, man, I'm very fortunate to have a line of people come to my table and stuff, and very fortunate to have people who genuinely care enough about me. But if you're willing to wait in line on me, I'm going to give you the time. So I'm going to, if it's a little kid, man, I'm hopping to that knee. I'm going to sign an autograph. I'm going to ask them, just any kind of questions. They can ask me any type of questions. I'm willing to listen. And I'm to me, as a kid, that was a very big deal. My favorite wrestlers were the guys who interacted with me and felt like that they cared. And that leaves an impact, and it left an impact on me, so I know it could leave an impact on them. So if I can be that person to, in that moment, who knows what people are going through during the week, man. If they're going through something bad, or if a kid's not having a good week, we don't know what the personal life is. If I can make them forget about something that's going bad at home or at school or whatever for that, 5-10 minutes, like sometimes 20-minute interaction during intermission or after the show or before the show, dude, that is a blessing, and I'm happy to do it. So right now, what I say, leading into all that, to answer your question, who knows if I'll ever turn that page and go back to that just as a business decision for a different promotion, because I love playing that role and I know they benefit off me doing that role. Who knows? It's been brought up in the past, and literally that was the answer I received, is financially, I don't know if that would be a good decision.
Hey, you got to do what's best for you. I'm just asking, just one day, if somebody just says, hey, we need you heel tonight, pop the music just one time and put it on video so we can all see it, because I would love it.
I got you for sure.
Daniel said, keep doing your thing, Jake. Much respect, brother.
Daniel, what's up, man? Appreciate you, bro.
Jake Jacobs is one of the very best in the business, no question about it.
Thank you. A lot more better, but thank you.
Eddie Tony from the Teller family said hashtag Jake Jacobs.
What's up, Eddie? That's fair.
Destiny said I did that song wrong. That's not how it goes. You corrected me. That's okay. You knew what I was talking about. That's what counts.
I got it. Yep.
Ron Emerson said Jake may have used that at CPW, but I can't remember if it was you, Ryan Mantis, and Jackson Sane in a triple threat.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember that. Maybe there's a chance. I know I definitely had the blonde hair during that match, so there's a chance it was there. I haven't had that long hair in a long time.
Caitlin said, you tell him, Destiny Larson, I don't need you two girls ganging up on me. I really don't. I'm good. Amanda said, hey, Jake.
What's up, Amanda?
Brandon said he remembers that song as your entrance. Not to mention, Jake had some of the coolest looking ring gear I've seen. There you go.
Super important. Invest in yourself. It also includes investing in your gear. And I'm having to learn that the hard way with this whole weight loss thing going on. Gear's expensive, brother. And I've seen I'm going to have to go through a transition of pretty much, I'll probably end up selling a lot of my gear. I'll make a post about that at some point, just simply because I can't fit into it anymore. So, yeah, man, I'm in the transitioning of getting more gear made and stuff, because it's not just with my gear, it's with clothes too, man. Everything's too big for me. So, yeah.
Oh gosh. Missy said, I think the first time I saw you was NAWA.
That is crazy if that was your first time. I've only wrestled at NAWA one time, and I was in a 20 or 30 man over the top rope, like Royal Rumble style match. And I had my look was probably entirely different. Yeah. I can tell you if it was me. I was the guy that had all blonde hair, the most horrible, hideous hair you could think of. Sides were shaved. It was an awful experience. Had probably
that was back when you did the flick thing with your hair.
Oh, brother, I looked. I cringe so bad when I look at those pictures.
Missy wants to know, who has been your favorite opponent?
All right, so there's been a bunch of guys that I like, really, just getting in the ring with and stuff. So there's this it's really hard to narrow down a couple names, or I can say a couple names that come to mind, man. There's different categories. So I guess if we're going off my my generation of talent and stuff like that. There's one guy, man, I feel like is super underrated in the Carolinas. I feel like he doesn't get as much appreciation, especially for the hard work he puts in. I think it's because of his size, to be honest with you. And that's Jacob Armachain. You see him a lot at 3 count, and you see him he's now finally starting to break into other places and stuff. But Jacob Armachain, man, is so dang good. So, I know he usually walks around with a couple of heaters or, bodyguards with him and stuff. So maybe that takes away from how good he is in the ring, but he's solid. My matches with him are always really good. But then at the other time, I've had one match with him. Loaded Guns Ken Magnum was one of my toughest matches I've ever had. But obviously I didn't go back afterwards and talk to Ken or whatever and like tell him how much, but the amount I just learned in that match from his experience was insane. Boomer Payne, dude, I don't think people appreciate Boomer and how intelligent he is when he steps inside of that ring. That goes with Ken too.
Boomer is a spectacular heel. And I'm telling you, he does that thing with his chain. He does that thing where he gets the crowd, whether he says no or yes, the crowd will say the opposite, and he'll just keep repeating it and making and he'll get the crowd riled up in no time. I mean, it's that quick. And
yeah,
he is great. Now, you just mentioned 2 or 3. You just segued right into this perfectly. You mentioned being at 3 count. You mentioned wrestling a couple of guys at 3 count. Everybody wants to know, when are you going to be back at 3 count? 3 count's where it all started, correct?
Yes, you are correct. 3 count is where I made my debut. Man, it's been a long time ago. That was 2018. Which is crazy to think that it's we came this far now or whatever. But yeah, 3 count. When I broke in, man, 3 count was my home, 100%, and it was that was where it helped start making my name for getting my door out there and wrestling state to state like I am now. I haven't wrestled at 3 count in over a year now, and
what that means? That means it's time to go back.
Well, see, and I will say this, Scott. It's not. It's not my decision. So right. when I say that is I get messages constantly about it, and there's really not a whole lot I can say. But at this point right now, you can feel free to ask 3 count yourself because I can't get an answer. But as of right now, myself and 3 count pro wrestling, we just don't have a working relationship.
Oh, wow.
So we are, there's just we just don't have anything there. So I mean, I will say this: any pro wrestling fans out there, any audience,
we're just gonna have to start a Jake Jacobs 3 count thing going on social media and just get that thing started, man.
Well, what I was going to say is promote. They listen to the audience, and I know people message me all the time. I get messages so many times about it, and here recently my response has been, when are you wrestling at 3 count again? And I literally say, I don't know, ask them. And right. It's one of those things, man, where they listen to the audience. Every promotion does. So if they hear it, at some point it can't be denied. So I don't know. We'll just see, what transpired. I can't. I know the audience there loves me. I know when I go there, that place is insane with the amount of people who wait in line for me and everything. So that's what's great.
Oh my gosh, Missy Childers! I'm telling you, I'm gonna make her an honorary partner of mine if she keeps coming up with great questions like this. Your slogan, Logan, listen to me. Your logo is #you're welcome, correct?
That is correct.
Missy said, have you ever thought about coming out to the welcome song from Mohana, the one that The Rock sings? What can I say except you're welcome? Oh, that's brilliant.
It's funny. How long ago? They I actually had somebody, and I didn't even listen to it that much, but I had someone actually come up to me with a YouTube video one time, like trying to play that into my ear at during an intermission time period. That's not the first time I've heard that, so that is funny.
That's brilliant. That's pretty kind of switch off between "You're welcome" and "I'm better than you."
Okay. Get that remix trap in.
There you go. Oh, here we go. Chris Hamrick. Hey, welcome to Hashtag Truth, Chris. How are you going to call me out like that? You know, talking about me at my gimmick table, and he's laughing.
Well, that's Chris for you. I mean, it is what it is. I watched him flip off a little kid like 3 weeks ago, and it's.
Oh gosh, Chris Hamrick. I am going to have Chris Hamrick on Hashtag Truth. He has asked me to come on, and I haven't gotten back with him. Chris, I will get with you, sir. We've got to have one of the EC Dub originals on Hashtag Truth. That would be a total trip. And there's Brandon, EC Dub. There you go. Brian said, I really appreciate how Jake Jacobs takes the time to interact with his fans. He always makes time to greet and talk with them, and that is very important to me.
Appreciate that, Brian.
Tiffany said, I respect you a lot, Jake. I look up to you. Oh, there you go. There's a lot of people that do that. I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of people. I got a 14-year-old girl in there who, if this guy does anything, she knows about it. At least on social media, anyway.
And I think that's good to speak on. First off, Tiffany, I appreciate that. And I think that's what I really wish a lot of people that do what we do in this. I really, sometimes I don't think that they get that little time we have, whether it's in the ring or at the intermission table, that little moment of impact we make on these people. They really do look up to you. And I have people who are, that are younger than me who are seeking advice. And for whatever reason, they want to look up to me or whatever. And I feel like I have an important role because at that point you can't change anybody's mind. So you have an important task there to, it's almost beneficial for you in that way because you want to present yourself and you want to carry yourself in a certain way that would be appreciated for the other young person's parents, just how to get through life. So that's an honor. I appreciate that. And hopefully I'm doing a good job at it.
Oh, wow. I missed this one. And I'm glad I'm going back. When we were talking about, doggone it, my mind went blank. Don't get old, Jake. Don't get old. But when we were back talking about Boomer Payne, look who shows up. Mr. Matty G said his grandpa gave him that chain. So there you go. Welcome to Hashtag, Matty.
I wonder
That's
if
my
his
hero.
grandma
Matty G's my hero. He's one of the reasons why I started Hashtag Truth. He knows it.
Matty G. I wonder if Boomer's grandma approves of what he does with the chain, though. I wonder if
that's a good question. That's a good question. Margoose said, proud of you, brother.
Appreciate you, Mark. It's good to see you,
Brandon said, Boomer's a babyface now, but he made a fantastic heel. Okay. Well, he might be heel elsewhere outside of HWA, though. You never know. Depends on where you go. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead right here because I missed my spot by like 12 minutes, but that's okay. We were having a great conversation. We're going to play your other promo that you got. This is your PWF promo, correct? Yes. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And when we get to the other side of that, we'll talk about that show. Here we go. Jake Jacobs.
He's got to post stuff on social media. Every time he does anything, he has to post something. But Don. Hey, Donovan. You've been on my mind a lot recently. Ever since I found out me and you were going to be stepping in the ring going one-on-one this Saturday, April 23rd, Louisville High School, Patriotic Wrestling Federation. But you see, Don, there's a couple things we differ in. You see, I've seen the work you've put in. I've seen the schools in Iowa with Seth Rollins. I've seen the school in Georgia with Cody Rhodes.
But man, every time you step into the gym, you have to post pictures of yourself shirtless on social media. You need this instant gratification from your audience. That's where we're different. You see, 3 months ago, I had to look at myself in the mirror and I had to realize, am I truly the face of this business? Am I truly the face of professional wrestling? As hard as that was, I had to tell myself no, because I'm not taking myself serious. So let me go ahead and tell you this. As of this day, as I'm recording this video, I'm currently down 61 pounds and I have been working my tail off. People already recognize it. People come up to me all the time and they can tell the hard work I'm putting in. I don't need that instant gratification. But I'll tell you what, you're going to see it firsthand this Saturday. I'll see you in the ring, Don. You're welcome.
There you go, PWF. Now, my daughter caught it just as well as me. I have to say, what's up with the Dodgers hat, man? What's up with the Dodgers hat?
All right, bro. So I'm gonna be real.
She said, "What's up with the Dodgers hat? Is that your favorite Major League Baseball team?"
All right, so this is gonna disappoint a lot of people. I cannot watch baseball.
Don't disappoint me. Hey, baseball is not for everyone, man. Baseball is a calm sport. You have to be able to sit down, know all the nuances. It's a slow sport. They're trying their hardest to pick it up and make it a faster paced game. But I can understand there's a lot of people out there that it just bores them to death.
I grew up playing basketball and football my entire life. I have a close family member of mine who actually was fortunate enough to go to the University of South Carolina, played shortstop there, and then got drafted to the Mets. And he was such a good baseball player. And my family, I guess, genetic-wise, my dad was very good at it, and a lot of my family members, and I was always good at football and basketball. And they, at a young age, they tried to force me onto the field because they figured I'd pick up well to it, and I did. I wasn't bad playing by no means, but, man, I guess because I was forced to be out there, I would get
my dad's get Brewers fans just pray.
So, no, not a baseball guy, man. I've gotten countless free tickets and stuff.
So who's your favorite football team? Let's just veer off for a second.
NFL?
Yep.
Indianapolis Colts. I'm a big Indianapolis Colts fan. I could talk football all day, man. I am a huge I love football. I love basketball, and that's one of my favorite things to have a group of friends over, man. You know, let's pop a cold one. Let's watch
my
some
Bucks
football
are about
basketball.
to repeat, so I'm happy.
You talking about Milwaukee? Dude,
they have the greatest player in basketball right now. Just saying.
This is insane. He's insane. See, someone like him, he's so easy to be a fan of because of his story coming up. I just listened to a story the other day talking about Oreo cookies. I don't know if you've heard that story with him, and how he's never had Oreo cookies until because he couldn't afford them until he got into the NBA. And then he ate Oreo cookies for like a month straight, sort of got tired of them. And someone asked him about dipping the Oreo cookies in milk, and he tried it, and he was hooked on Oreos again. Ate it for another month straight. Like, that was all he ate. And,
isn't that awesome?
Someone like that, man, it's so easy to cheer for someone like that, dude. So,
and another thing that I love about him is he loves the city of Milwaukee so much. And this was before he even won the championship with them. He decided to stay there his whole career. He signed, the max deal, and he turned around. And even though he's not a huge baseball fan, he walked over to the Milwaukee Brewers and said, "Hey, look, I've got all this money. I want to invest in the teams of Milwaukee." And he is part owner of the Milwaukee Brewers too. That's what that sealed the deal for me, brother. He's my favorite player to play, man. That sealed the deal.
And the Lakers are they're not in the playoffs, man. I don't care who wins this year. I don't care. We're golden.
Well, they had the greatest player of all time. I think he's lost too many steps now. I think it's time for him to sit down and take all his accolades.
You said greatest player of all time?
Well, this era, my MJ's will always be the greatest player of all time. I won't even argue that.
See, and man, I know people came to talk about wrestling, so we'll get back to that. But man,
We'll get back to it.
my favorite player of all time. I have two favorite players.
People are asking wrestling questions right now to get us back on topic.
Okay, I'll just say this: my two favorite professional athletes of all time, Kobe Bryant and the Sheriff Peyton Manning. Those are my two favorite athletes. Peyton Manning, both of them are two guys that had such respect for their craft. They worked so hard, and they carried themselves in a way that those are the people I look up to.
There you go.
And so, man, I could go on and on about them, how much of an influence they were to me, but that is it.
Missy's going to put us back on track. She said, have you ever worked for His Pro Wrestling? I can't remember.
His Pro, I believe I have worked one time with His Pro Wrestling. I think I was in the main event against, is it Luca Daniels? So I think that's one time I've been there. Luca's a heck of a competitor. Wasn't on his game that night though. I mean, that was a 6-minute. He messed up, and then next thing you know, he was looking at the lights. So I mean, it is what it is.
I love that. So I'm going to go back to when you were in Dr. Tom Pritchard's school. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I've asked you these before, but I love the answers, so I want to hear them again. I just want to know how it felt, and I love when you talk about this. I just want to know how it felt to get that Sheamus bro kick, bro.
How did it feel?
How did it feel afterwards?
I don't really remember a whole lot, man, after taking that big boot to the face. Brother, I got to tell you, out of all the guys that you get in the ring with and stuff, going state to state to these, local shows, and I will say, people don't realize how good some of this talent is around. Some guys that have there's so many guys around here that could easily plug and play in NXT. Like, you could literally just take them right here, right there, and they would be just fine.
Well, look at how many guys are doing that now, and I'm not saying anything bad about NXT, but look at how many guys are going to AEW Dark and doing that.
Yeah, okay, so AEW Dark, same, yeah, so my bad on that too. It's the same thing, yeah, you plug and play them there, man, and they're so good. But what was crazy is, that's what I try to surround myself is with people who basically have the same motives and the same grind factors that I have. And when you get up there, though, and I got in the ring with Sheamus, man, and he's seen right away. That's one thing, dude. He's an awesome human being, and he's seen right away I was super serious. And you know how, excuse me, you get certain guys who get starstruck with those kind of guys, but I could tell right when he walked in the door, he's filming his Celtic Warrior workout, and he's just wanting to put on some work, and he's wanting to get in there with some physical guys. And Sheamus hits hard, but that's where me and him sort of clicked, is because, if that's what you want to do, I'm willing to give him back. And I think he's seen, I know he's seen, he mentioned it about how I'm ready to go toe to toe, whatever he wanted to do. I was willing to, give him, as we call our receipts, right back. And he hits hard, and we went right back and forth with each other. And we went through a couple blow up drills. And then right after, I remember we were both dead dog tired doing some, burpee stuff like that, doing some blow up drills and some rolls. And then we went through, did, we locked up and did a couple moves to each other, training around, chaining and stuff. And man, just after a little sequence we went through, he's seen that I was just fired up in that time. He's seen the fire I had, and got up, dabbed me up, whatever. We went through a little sequence through a match or whatever. And, you think you have them. At some point, when I step in the ring, I never think that I'm ever the underdog in any situation ever, and that was even in the ring with him. So that bro kick just comes out of nowhere, though. Like, when I say that, it was zip zip. The next thing I know, you see that left leg come up, and you're like, all right, let's get ready to block or catch it. And then as soon as you go down, that other foot's coming, and then I was looking at the lights, man. Or I say light, I was seeing lights is what I was doing. So if you want to ask how it felt, it did not feel great. I did.
I could just imagine. I could just imagine. Now, you also rubbed elbows with another WWE superstar there, Mr. Mark Henry. How was that?
The world's strongest man. I failed to mention that Sheamus is a big guy. He's just a bigger dude. Like height-wise, we're right about the same height, but the dude's he's just a big. Like you could tell, he's very big in the weight room, and he knows his stuff in there. Mark Henry's a different type of big, though. Mark Henry is not ripped like Sheamus, but that dude is built like a tank. And Mark just happened to told us that as he came in there, I was blown away by his size because you see him on TV with these big, larger than life people. Like I feel like when I think Mark Henry, I was always thinking about him being in the ring with Big Show, or like I feel like he was always putting these big matches. Big Daddy V. I remember like Kane, and so I didn't realize how actually big he really is in person. And he just told us when he walked in there, and I was blown away. And I was like, I literally told him, I was like, dude, I didn't realize like in person, like how massive you are. And literally, like, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 215 now, but you put both of my legs together, and that was literally like one of his legs. He's just that big, and he's been mobile his whole life. And he just told me, he's like, yeah, but I've lost about 100 pounds. And I was like, man, you used to be bigger than that. But overall with Mark, dude, Mark.
I should have done this earlier, but while you were chatting, if you noticed, I wasn't talking. I was letting you do all the talking. I went back and I found some pictures of back then. So let's just throw these up for a little bit of memory lane here. How about this one?
Good old Dr. Tom and Mark, man.
There you go. And that's the other guy that is that one of the guys that graduated with you?
That is oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember his name. Oh boy, that's gonna kill me. I gotta remember his name. But anyways, what I was gonna say that is I gotta remember brother's name, but I'll have to come back to that. But God rest his soul, he actually passed.
Oh man,
he actually passed about man, it's been over it might be close to 2 years now.
Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
Was
Didn't mean to bring that bad memory up.
No. You were good. You were good.
Awesome.
It's good to bring up the good memories because it was that whole class, man. That's one thing people don't understand. We started out with so many guys in that training class, and he was one of the few that sticked it out. We started out, man, with over 20 people in that training class. I think actually 4 ended up graduating, but 3 is the only one that actually were there till the very end. One just kept scattering, coming at the end, but there was 3 of us, man. Okay, so yeah, me and 3 other guys that really stuck it out, and we went through it. The amount of guys that came in and quit, and dude, I mean, we earned our keep. We earned it. So yeah, man.
I couldn't mention the guy's name without showing a picture of you with him. So here he is, just to prove it. There he is with Mr. Sheamus himself and Dr. Tom.
I gotta go see Dr. Tom. I need to text him again, man, and see when he's. That's one thing I always, every time I go through Knoxville or anything. The last couple of times I've been through Knoxville, he's either been out of town or hasn't been having a class on that Saturday training. So I've been telling this to my dad and my family, man, I gotta go up there and just see Dr. Tom, even, whether it's getting in the ring and training with some of the new trainees or just going up there. Dr. Tom is, aside from the wrestling, nobody has ever anything bad to say about Dr. Tom. He's literally the greatest guy. And, yeah, dude, I can't speak
I watched
enough
him
about
growing up. He was one of my heroes growing up. Also in Continental Championship Wrestling, I loved it. I would love to interview him for 5 minutes just about his time at Continental Championship Wrestling. I think that would be so huge. Him and the Dirty White Boy had one of the best rivalries ever at that time. I remember the promos so well. One of them was where Dirty White Boy's girlfriend comes out with a shiner, like they painted it on, of course, but comes out there and says that she's got to see Dr. Tom. She's got to see Dr. Tom, and oh man, it was magic, man. It was totally magic. Now I got one more picture to show. There's a gentleman in this picture. I don't know who he is, and it's been driving me nuts to find out. Now maybe you can tell me. Who is this guy to the left?
That's Les Thatcher. Les Thatcher. So I feel like the amount of accomplishments Les has had, and he's highly looked up to as a trainer, and previous worker, stuff like that. But I think his most recognizable thing is he has taken He's the one that basically Dean Ambrose gives all the credit for training Dean Ambrose and into this business and stuff. But there are so many names under his wing as well that has had so much success. But Les will shoot you straight. That was actually at a seminar with Les, Dr. Tom, and Rudy Gonzalez was supposed to be there, but something happened, transportation. But them two were there, Dr. Tom and Les, and the Ryan Mansus was there on that one. I was surprised when I see these guys from around this area that made that trip out there. That was really cool. But they can speak. That was such like almost like a fire and ice type of a thing. Dr.
Right.
Tom is a coach who is soft spoken majority of the time. If he needs to be loud, he will. But Les is a straight. If it stinks, he's going to tell you it stinks, man. And that was such a great two different sides. So yeah, that's who Les Thatcher.
Melanie Lewis, welcome back to Hashtag. She said, "Hey y'all, how you doing?"
Melanie, what's going on?
Oh, D-Man Smoke said, "Glad to be watching Hashtag Truth." Thank you, D-Man. Logan Allen said, "What's up, Scott? What's going on, brother?" Missy, love Dirty White Boy. I love Dirty White Boy too. He was one of my favorites back at Continental. Brandon, there you go, Brandon. Brandon said, Jay Cook's got up with an interview with Dr. Tom if you can. It don't work that way, Brandon. I wish it did, brother. I wish it did. It don't work that way, though. I would never infringe on Jake Jacobs to do that when I can reach out myself and attempt to do it. So, but I see where you were going there. I do. Oh, Les Thatcher. There you go. Very, very much respect. I couldn't put the face to a name. Just couldn't put a face to a name. And I've seen that picture. That's been on your Facebook page for almost 2 years now.
That's crazy. I mean, yes, yeah. And now I'm thinking about it, time flies so much because it feels like just yesterday I did that.
It does. How does it feel now? How does it feel now? After Dr. Tom Pritchard School, you come out, people are starting to recognize you more. You're starting to get more championship matches. You're starting to get to be that upper card kind of guy. How is it feeling now to get noticed wherever you go in a wrestling place? I'm pretty sure if you show up somewhere and you're not on the card, they're going to recognize you anyway.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, to answer your question, first off, this is humbling, to be honest with you. Man, my first experience getting into a ring, a lot of people don't really know that, but my first time ever getting into a ring, I won't go through the entire story or whatever, but basically after I went to my first bump, as we call it, and I got back in the car on the way home, I was physically emotional.
Right.
I was living a childhood dream, just being in the ring, and the same thing happened when I made my debut. It happened another time when I won my first championship, and then it happened again when I was at Ohio Valley Wrestling. I've had different times where these emotional time or things can happen, and where I meet a certain person, they tell me I made an impact on them, like stuff like that. So, man, there's a lot of things that humble you or humble me in general, and just to be when I go somewhere and I'm on the poster and people come up to me and tell me I literally came just to see you, or I see management believes me with a certain amount to just have me on the card, because the way I look at it, man, whether you're I've been on the main event plenty of times. I've been on the opening match plenty of times. I've been, any part of the card. And I have that mentality, man. It doesn't matter where you're going to put me. I'm going to steal the show, or I'm going to do my absolute best to steal the show. I have a certain audience there that I know is specifically there for me. Or I know I have an audience who there is specifically to watch the art of wrestling. And, man, so it's humbling to just be on the card, and I'm happy to be at any part. I will tell you this, though. A lot of people, I think there's a lot of guys who will maybe I know will validate this. If I'm not in the main event, that's where I want to be every single night. But if I'm not in that main event match, I want to be the kickoff match. I want to be number one, because those are your times there as an audience. I remember being a fan, man. And first off, your crowd is the most alive at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show, because everybody's waiting for that main event. And as a kid growing up, I remember looking back at shows, and I don't really remember a whole lot of the shows I went to growing up, with the exception of I always remember the first match because that's your first impression for that night. And then you always remember the main event because that was the last thing you seen when you left. So that's just sort of where I'm at on that. But yeah, man, to answer your question, it's very cool to see my growth, and I just continue to plan on growing. And my goal always, I'll use this as an example. Sorry to keep rambling.
No, you good. You are good.
But HVW, for an example, June 18th. When I got a phone call, I'm not kidding, I fully expected to be in the main event wrestling for the HVW Heavyweight Championship. That was just what I expected. I have been scheduled 2 different times to have that opportunity. Both times something's came up, whether it was, just random. One time was me being sick. So, yeah, man. And now when I got the phone call that I wasn't going to be in the match, I will say it was disappointing. But then I had to take a step back, and it's like, okay, maybe they forgot. They kind of forgot of what I'm capable of. Maybe the audience doesn't remember who I am. So
Hey, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen, brother.
So
no.
now I got to step, and I get it.
But I like your way of thinking. What the fan in me, again, going back to the fan, and that's where I want to take #truth back to is all about the fans. When you say, well, they're not going to put me in the main event, I'm going to make them wish they did. That makes me want to come and find out what you're going to do, because that right there is worth me dishing out the money and going and watching the show right there. Now, there's another great performer out there right now. He's on the rise. He's a champion everywhere. Everybody wants to know if you're ever going to get in the ring with one Chase Emery. Is it ever going to happen?
Funny enough, I've wrestled Chase one time.
Oh, did you?
I've wrestled Chase one time. It was actually at an outdoor show near the Columbia area. I can't remember. I remember it was a little bit of a drive. It was out there. It was behind a fire department because I remember I had to get dressed inside of a fire department type thing. But then it was in the outside. And I was actually, it was a gauntlet match, and I just so happened to, I think I eliminated a couple people or whatever, and so different people were coming out, and my last and the final person to come out that night was Chase Emery. So I guess technically we were the main event that night, and at that point I've already wrestled two different competitors. So I'm not making up an excuse, but
he got the best of you.
Chase is a dude. He's legit, and if you are not on top of your game, man, he. When I think of myself, I think I am a jack of all trades, man. I feel like I can do it all, and I thought I was a grappling technical specialist until I started wrestling Chase, and and then the dude literally has a counter for any hold you put on him.
Right.
And man, that night he was simply just too much for me. I was winded at that point, and if you have any weakness, he'll bring it out of you. And that was what it is. Yeah, you got. I would say I was looking at the lights, man, but there was no roof above us, so I was looking at the stars, and yeah, he got the best of me. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of money there. That was a little long ago. I feel like a promotion would gain heavily off of having me and Chase Emery in the ring. And, if they want to bring his little manager in there with him, I mean, we can do that too. But
there you go.
Yeah, man, that'll be a lot. There's a lot of guys in this business, Scott, I have not made money with. Can you believe a guy I broke into this business and training with? And I literally was there that night watching him make his debut. I have not wrestled one specific person. There's one guy I've wrestled. There's numerous people I haven't wrestled. There's one guy that absolutely baffles me every time I think about it, though. Can you believe, out of my tenure in this, while being in this business, I have not once stepped in the ring with the A-game Austin Jordan?
I was just about to say that name. I don't remember you ever wrestling Austin Jordan. Oh, man.
It has never happened.
Please book it. I know there's some people watching. Somebody book that match. I would make it even better. Make it a triple threat. Make it the Superior Jake Jacobs versus Chase Emery versus Austin Jordan. Make all of us happy. I'm telling you. That's right there. Just the names alone will give you something to invest in.
It's money, man. I mean, literally that. I mean, that match to me alone sort of sells itself. I think you announced that match alone. I think because of how long we both been doing. I mean, I say how long, like we've been doing this a long time.
You guys almost became a tag team. I remember you guys doing some awesome promos back in the day. I'm gonna have to go back and look them up. There was one where you actually I think you caught Austin in the shower.
Yeah, you know, man, my mind's a little fuzzy on this, but yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, during that time of my life, I was just looking for a friend, and we were riding the shows and stuff together, so I thought the dude liked me. And to be honest with you, he told me I just had to ask him if we could hang out, and I asked him repeatedly.
There's a lot of Oz in there. There's a lot of Oz in there, Jake. A lot of Oz. Oh my gosh, those! If you've never seen those, you got to go back and look those up. I got to find them and put them up on my page, man, because those were classic promos, man. I mean,
there's one of them I think got over 1,000 views, man. Like a lot of people loved them. So yeah,
and it never came to. I think that was right when COVID hit, wasn't it?
I believe yes, it was, because I got a date canceled for him because I showed up at his house. It is, which who cares now? My man is found his soulmate, but I probably honestly did him a favor, because if it wasn't for me, he might have went on that date and didn't meet his soulmate. But
I remember having an interview with him, and you showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I showed up, and apparently his date seen me on Facebook Live with him and canceled his date. So I remember that, because it was, so yes, that makes sense. It was right when COVID started. So yep, that's it.
All right, we have reached the part, man. We've been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. It seems like it's only been 10 minutes totally. But we're at the part of the show where you're going to tell everybody, because I know you're looking over, your girlfriend's probably waiting for you.
No, she's back there doing homework. I mean, you're good. Whatever you want to do, I'm rolling with.
We're at the part where you're going to tell us where you're going to be in the future, where we can find you on social media and things like that. And then we're going to take it home.
Cool. First things first. I am trying to be more active on my Instagram. So if you do not follow me on, I don't use my Twitter, to be honest with you, but so I don't really care about that. But my Instagram, man, if you're seeing this on Facebook, please make that transition also to my Instagram. I'm trying to get 10,000 followers on there now. I'm almost at the 6,000 mark, so I'm trying to get up there. But it's at the Jake Jacobs, no spaces, nothing. At the Jake Jacobs. So that's really big. If you want to see me in action, you can actually catch me this Saturday. That's with PWF. That is going to be at Louisville High School. So yeah, you can catch me there. That is the April 23rd. So I'll be going one-on-one. That'll be singles action. If you haven't seen me before, I promise you won't regret it. That'll be a great match, and my goal is to come out with a W.
One great show after another. You will not be disappointed.
It's a great one. Past that, let's see. I gotta look. How can I forget it? May 14th. That is my birthday. People don't know my age. I am turning 25 on May 14th. So I'll be turning 25, and that I'll be at York High School. That is another PWF show, and that is the same show that the FTR will be there, formerly known as the Revival in the WWE. So they'll be doing a meet and greet and stuff, and I'll obviously be there doing that as well. So there'll be a whole lot of other people there. Of course, with this Saturday coming up, Rock and Roll Express will be there, and so always good to see Robert and Ricky. So, but yeah, just going forward, man. I think I have a couple more in there that I'm probably horribly forgetting, but these are fresh on mine. June 18th, because you've been promoting these HVW, past, present, future. You can check me out there. I'll be going in singles competition again. They're
going to be in a new building. They're going to be in a new building, and for some reason you keep. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say you keep calling my phone, but it's giving me my reminder on my phone that you're coming on the show, and I just haven't turned it off. It's been going off for an hour now. So I'm looking down, but look, Jake Jacobs is calling me. Wait a minute. What is this? Jake? No, it's my reminder.
That's funny.
I'm like, how are you calling me? Wait a minute. But no, man, that is awesome. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Amazing that you lost so much weight and you're putting back into your wrestling career. We love you. My family loves you to death. We will follow you wherever you go. Here comes Destiny. She's going to say hi in person.
Hi.
The #1 fan, the president of your fan club right there, without a doubt. And before I go, I've got to do this because he just popped on, and I always – Dutch Elgin, host of Behind the Curtain podcast, is here. Hey, Mr. Elgin, how you doing? Welcome to Hashtag Truth. You guys go check out Behind the Curtain podcast with Dutch Elgin, without a doubt. I am here with the Superior One, Jake Jacobs. We've had a great hour, sir. You know you're welcome back anytime. All you got to do is hit me up, and you're on, without a doubt. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to let you end it. Usually I end it with my Hashtag Truth, but I'm going to end it this way. Jake Jacobs, thank you for showing up.
Before I say it, I did want to say this. Scott, you mentioned I'm welcome to come in or whatever. But, man, I got to give a big shout-out to you. You have believed in me since day one. And I don't do a lot of these. And I love having the opportunity to do this for you. I guess I have technically some type of a platform, whatever that means. But if there's any way you have benefited me up to this point, you've believed in me so much. So anytime you ever need me to do anything involving just in general or just popping on here and having a conversation, we don't have to talk about wrestling, we can talk about sports, whatever. If you ever want to do that, my schedule I'll find some room to put you in. So thank you. And to answer your question, you're welcome.
There you go. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next Monday. I don't have anyone scheduled at the moment, so it's open, guys. Next Monday is still open. So if you're a wrestler or anybody associated with independent professional wrestling, please get a hold of me and I will hook you up. Hashtag Truth is going back to weekly. I'm going to be on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So I will see you then. And that is the Hashtag Truth. We'll see you guys Monday or Tuesday. I said Monday. Tuesday. There we go. That is the Hashtag Truth. I'm off my meds, people. We'll see you later.